Today we're taking a look at how a simple Excel forecast can help you decide whether working on a digital product is worth it or not. Digital products are a really hot topic, and people seem to be suggesting that it doesn't really matter what digital product you're working on. As soon as you keep churning those digital products out, you're bound to be successful. I don't think that's exactly the case, and I've had my fair share of failed experiences with digital products, and I've come to realize that even for something as simple as posting a PDF on Gumroad, it makes a lot of sense to spend some time and actually forecast your sales performance. Think about how you would find customers, how much you're gonna charge them, is it a recurring model or not, and what revenue you'll be able to generate with this digital product. A friend of mine reached out recently, and he told me that he's starting his own subscription-based website where people pay to get access to a database that he maintains. And he was really pumped, really excited, but he shared his assumptions with me, how he was thinking about it from a financial perspective. And I asked him, have you put this in a spreadsheet? Have you looked at the numbers? He was so excited about starting this new venture of his that he didn't even think about that, which is kind of weird because we're both from a financial background, but we always talk about financial models and budgets and forecasts in terms of those larger enterprises. So it's kind of hard to think about that when you're talking about a digital product like a downloadable PDF, or in this case, a monthly subscription that grants you access to a database. So I wrote down the assumptions he shared with me, and I wanted to see if it makes sense financially. So I put it in Excel, and it turned out that it wasn't as exciting as he had built it up in his head. So let's just quickly go over how we can prepare a simple forecast in Excel to make sure that you're not spending time developing a product that won't yield the financial results that you're hoping for. So here are the assumptions that my friend shared with me. He's willing to spend around $1,250 per month on marketing, and the cost to acquire a customer in his specific field is about $250 per customer, which gives us 5 new customers every month. Then the churn rate in this specific industry is anywhere between 3.5 to 6%. So I would assume a slightly conservative 5%, which I think is pretty good for this kind of product. Then he'll have 2 types of accounts, Standard and Pro. The Standard is $29.99 and the Pro is $149.99. And the split he envisions is that about 80% of the customers will be on the Standard accounts and about 20% on the Pro account. So essentially, each month we'll be getting 4 new customers on the Standard accounts and then 1 on the Pro account. His target is to do $10,000, like a total net figure. This is revenue minus this marketing spend that he'll spend over this time, and he envisions hitting that within 9 to 12 months. He even mentions that this is like a conservative view, so he expected to be sooner than that. In terms of the target, it's okay to look at it as net between sales and the marketing budget, because he doesn't really have a lot of expenses other than that. Hosting the website is really cheap, and it's essentially giving customers access to a database that he already maintains. So he's just granting access to other people at a specific price, and those have like a basic access, so we didn't go too much into detail, and those have some additional features, and that's why it's quite more expensive. So let's open Excel and see how those assumptions translate to this total net target, and whether 9 to 12 months is a reasonable assumption. Let's start building our model in Excel. First, let me add some bars here, Control R, copy it to the side, and we're gonna start from, let's say, April. I want this to be white. I'm gonna format it, Control 1. I'm gonna say that I want it to be the month and then the year. I'm gonna automate everything to the right of that, so this is gonna be just change the color to white. This is going to be equal to end of month, this April. I'm going to add 0 month, so it will give me the end of April. And then I'm just going to add 1 to get me the beginning of May. Copy that to the side, Control R, start our sales model, pull that and make it orange. Let's start with the assumptions that we know. So we have an allocated marketing budget, which my friend plans to be $1,250 per month. And I want this to be formatted as an assumption. Gonna bold it. I'm also gonna bold those up here. Then we have our customer acquisition cost, and the average that we expect here is $250 to acquire a new customer. Control R, copy it to the side, and you can use that to calculate the new users that we'll be getting each month, or new customers. And this will be our marketing budget divided by our customer acquisition cost. So on average, we'll be getting 5 users per month. Format that. We also need to account for our churn rate and to expect this to be around 5%. So every month, around 5% of our existing customers will churn. Here we just divided that, but this divides evenly and results in 5. And we want to work with exact numbers. So for example, if this was 260, then you see that this is 4.81, and we don't want to represent it like that. We want it to be rounded numbers because we're talking about people. So what we'll do is we'll wrap that in a round down formula, 0, and that way, unless it's enough to pass the next numbers, unless we have 1500, now this is 6, but even if we are at 1490, it will be 5, so it's gonna round it down. Then let's calculate our churned users, and below that we'll have our total active users. Format that. I'm gonna add a top and a bottom border, and this will be equal to the previous total active users plus the new customers minus the churned users. Copy that to the side with Control R, and then our churned users will be our previous total multiplied by the percentage, and we'll be rounding that up for a similar reason as we rounded down above, but above we're rounding down because we are more conservative in terms of new customers that we're adding, and here we're rounding up because again we're more conservative with the churn. Copy that to the side with Control R, and now we have our total active users in each month. And I'm already seeing that this is not progressing as he envisioned. Now let's make the split standard versus pro account split. It'll be standard account and pro account, and then the standard account will just copy this percentage and it's gonna say 80%. And this will be 1 minus this at the top. Copy that to the side. Next, we'll have the number of active users for both plans. This will be, again, rounded up in favor of the standard account. Round up. I'm going to say the total active users multiplied by this percentage and round it to 0. And the pro account will be the total minus the standard account. Copy that to the side. And the next one is our generated revenue. So how much those two user types are generating. And this is $29.99 and this is $149.99. And I'll just multiply that by this. And we're going to fix that on the side of the column so that we can copy it over to the side and copy it down, format it. By the way, when you're seeing those Alt 2 and Alt 3, those are my quick access settings here. So this is my Alt 2 is comma style, and then I'm tapping Alt 3 a few times to decrease the decimal. So essentially I'm doing Alt 2 to format it as accounting, and then tapping Alt 3 a few times to hide the numbers after the decimal point. And here we'll have the total revenue, and this will be the sum of those, and copy that to the side. Just do some formatting. So here we'll do top and bottom, and here we'll also do top and bottom, and here as well. Now let's compare the spend and the revenue that we're generating to see when are we hitting 10,000 net revenue after accounting for our marketing spend. Total revenue will be our previous total revenue plus the total revenue in this period. Copy that to the side. Then our total marketing spend will be our previous total plus our allocated marketing budget. Copy that to the side as well. And our revenue net of marketing spent will be this. Copy that to the side. And you can see that in the next 11 months, we're not getting to a net of 10,000 overall generated revenue, which in his term is essentially profit. And he was expecting to hit that within a year. It's taking us 8 months to get to a 10,000 monthly recurring revenue, but we're still spending all this for marketing every month, which is adding up. So let's see how long it would actually take to get to the net figure of 10,000. Copy that to the side, and we need to go even further. So it won't be until October 2025 when he'll make 10,000 net from this subscription. And those are 19 months. So way more than the 9 to 12 that he was thinking about. And that's the whole purpose of doing this exercise. You see, it took us less than 10 minutes to build this, but it gave us a lot of insight as to how our excitement about this new project leads to us overestimating the profitability and underestimating the time and effort that we have to put into this in order to get to the goal, which in this case was 10,000 net generated with this product. As you see, my friend was really overestimating the results that he'll get from this. And after looking at my Excel file, he started to think a bit more about his assumptions and also about his pricing plans and the commitment for time that he'll have to spend in order to maintain the service for his customers. I honestly don't know if he'll go ahead with it or not, but for me, it was an interesting experience at seeing how when we're excited about doing something, we tend to overestimate the potential results that we can gain. So I strongly believe that even if you're selling a PDF on Gumroad and drive traffic to it with Facebook ads, it still makes sense to spend 15 minutes to put it all in Excel and see where your current assumptions will take you. And if you're interested in financial modeling in Excel, I have a full 6-hour course on creating financial models in Excel, and it's available on YouTube absolutely for free, so you can check it out right here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in this video.